Hello guys, welcome to the video. So we continue to work on tiles, and in this one I'm going to show you how to make a simple custom button that we can click. It looks pretty and it does the functionality we want. Before we start though, let's delete this object over here. We don't need it for now, as well as the prefabs. I only want to keep one so I can experiment, but these can be deleted. So now I have tile field over here. Let me reset everything for it, focus on it. And let's continue the work. So we're gonna go to scripts folder. Inside over here, it's probably a good idea to make a folder for towers. We're gonna name it as towers or tower. Let's take crossbow visuals, tower, tower crossbow, drag them here. Come on. Drag. Yes. Castle is probably should be here as well, but we are not sure yet. So let's leave it for now. Let's make a new folder. Gonna be named as tile system. Inside of this folder, we need two scripts. First of them gonna be tile slot, and second one gonna be tile slot editor. Slot editor, and this one will be responsible for making custom buttons. For starters, let's take tile field and let's drag tile slot over here above. Then let's open the script. Now first we're gonna work on a tile slot. Let's delete start and update. Let's make some public variable so we can change it later, just to double check if custom button is working. So I'm gonna do public bool and build, something like that. And now let's make a method, public void. Button check. We're gonna do can build equals to not can build, which basically will switch it from true to false or from false to true. And maybe let's do a message debug log. It worked, haha, like that. All right, so this will be used by a custom button and we don't need it for now. Let's go to tile slot editor, and over here we need to change quite a lot. First of all, we need to delete start and update. Then when the behavior should be changed to editor, and you can see we have editor over here now using Unity editor. These two can be safely deleted. And then over here, we need to define for which script this editor will work. So we're going to open square brackets and type custom editor, type off, and here instead of camera, we need to type tile slot because we're making this for tile slot, just like that. Now over here, we need to do override on inspector GUI. So this one is built-in functionality from Unity, and we're just overriding it to add things we want. As example, we can do something very simple. Let's do this. If GUI layout button, and here we can write a name for a button, for example, my first button, like that. Then we can do maybe a debug message, debug log. Custom button works, yeah, like that. All right, this is it for now. We don't need anything else to make a custom button. Believe me or not, it's that easy. Now we're gonna go back to Unity. We're gonna select the object again, select it, and you can see my first button is here. If we open console and click the button, we're gonna see a message. Custom button works, yeah. So this is good. Now I want to show you how to make it work together with the tile slot script. In Unity, when we select an object, they are assigned to target. So we can do something like this. We can open parentheses, then type tile slot. Then over here we type target, and then dot button check. And again, target is filled with information with the object that you select in Unity. So back in Unity, if I select this cube, then target will have information about this cube. Now let's try it. I'm gonna select the cube and I'm gonna click the button. Boom, we have a boolean changed and we can see message it worked, ha. All right, so custom button is working and we know how to call a method from that button. That is great. Now we need to do a couple of other things before we continue with the tile system. I want to show you how to use these custom buttons for multiple objects. As of now, if I make a duplication, move this here, and I'm going to make false here and false here, and then I'll select both buttons, and I'm going to try to click the method. We can see it says multi-object editing not supported. So if we have it like that, we cannot change multiple tiles at the same time, just like I showed you in the demo. We need to fix this one first. This is how we do it. We're going to go back here, and we're going to type can edit multiple objects. And also, just so we have fresh information on the objects, and just so we know that custom editor works correctly, let's go over here and let's do serialized object update. Thanks to this, we're going to have more relevant information on the editor. We can select multiple objects, and we can click this button. So now button can be clicked, but the problem is we can see we have only one message and only one object was changed. Here we have false and here we have true. That is because we did enable editing for multiple objects, but functionality still works for one button. And to fix that, we need to adjust the script a little bit. We just have to go here, and instead of using this, we're going to use for each. For each var object in targets, we're going to do tile slot object button check, like that. Now this will allow us to edit multiple objects at the same time, because now we're doing this not only for the target that was selected, but for all of the targets. When you select multiple objects in Unity, they are assigned to the targets. This is how it works. Let's go back. Let's make it false over here. False. And this is false. And now I can select two objects, click the button, and it worked for both of them. All right, this one true, this one true. And we can do it as many times as we want. Now, as you may understand, if we can debug a message for multiple objects, and if we can click buttons for multiple objects, making it work with the prefabs and replacing tiles will be a very easy job to do, since we have most of the functionality we need over here. And that's what we're going to do in the next video. We're going to use prefabs to change tiles visuals. All right, I'll see you in the next one.